All right. Yeah, so I'm founder of Education Street, and I'm very happy to start this skill growth camp. I named it as skill growth camp because I really want to utilize this time. So how we normally have summer camps for engineers, I think we need something more better. So we have a skill growth camp which we have come up with. Just to start with, I would like to introduce myself as I am the host for today's webinar. I'm an IT engineer myself, 2006 pass out. Post that, I worked as a software engineer, and basically I worked on technology which was very, right now it's quite obsolete and old, but yes, I worked on mainframes. I worked with Tech Mahindra. After that, I gave my GMAT and I went for my management degree, my MBA. So I went to University of Leeds in UK. After which I did diploma in counseling as well, and I happened to get recruited even in recession with British Petroleum. After working there for 1.5 years, I realized that I need something different. I need to do something in education, and that's where I left my job in 2010, returned back to India, and I started Education Street with lots of hopes and lot of aspirations. And I'm so excited to say it's been good, strong 10 years from educating students and guiding them, mentoring them, counseling them, and advising them for their career aspirations. We typically do a lot of things wherein studying abroad is one of our major forte. However, we also deal a lot in career advising, and that's exactly what this growth camp is about. So today we are going to talk about coding as a career. You may be from computer science, you may not be from computer science, but coding is something which is a very important virtue by itself. And how important it is in today's generation, we all know about it, so I need not emphasize about that a lot, but we will talk about few things. So today's agenda is about coding languages, coding courses, coding career, and profile building. So this is what I'm going to ideally focus on. So hopefully that answers a lot of your questions. And as I said, that coding, I need not talk much from my side. Let me have the experts and the powerful coders of our times talk about it. So how does Mark Zuckerberg, we all know about it. He says, all of my friends who have younger siblings who are going to college or high school, my number one piece of advice is you should learn how to program. Now this is what Mark Zuckerberg says. You know how he did it. We all know his story from a college dorm to one of the most brilliant company of our times. He's saying this, that coding is what even a school-going child should learn. Steve Jobs, we all miss him, but he had a very strong message every time to students. Everybody in this country should learn how to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. He just doesn't believe that coding is for professionalism or earning money or anything. He feels that coding is as important as how we are and how we think about it, because it has logic, it has analysis, it has a lot of creation power in it. Hence, this is why coding is one of the most important skills which everyone should adapt. Now, we are going to talk to few. So today's audience is going to be quite mixed, because I know from the registrations there are few which are from computer science, few are from computer engineering, electronic engineering, electrical engineering, IT, and a lot of other disciplines. Okay, so basically most of these curriculums or these engineering programs typically have a lot of coding involved in their curriculum. Okay, there are some few ones like one or two, some of them might have a lot of them, but in these engineering curriculum or IT curriculum, you typically see C, C++, C#, SQL, Java, Oracle, and all of these things which are involved in it. Now we all know how well we do it. Ideally speaking, I am myself an IT engineer and I know what I did in my engineering. had I knew at that point of time, I would have done things very differently. I happened to take languages just by the textbook, and that really did not ignite me, did not give me any interest towards it. It also did not even excite me or gave me a chance to prove myself whether I can do good job into it or not. What all I worried was just finishing my assignments and just clearing my exams and vivas. So that was a real bad approach. Now that makes me here in this seat to tell every engineer or every professional, IT professional or a graduate there, please do not do so. Your bachelor's is a very important time, and the things right now, as you see, are going to get more competitive, more difficult, and more dynamic. So we need to have our roots strong, and hence with the curriculum which is given, we need to experiment more and explore more. So coming to the next thing, so I'm going to talk about few basic ones first, and then what we're interested about is the very modern languages as well. Okay, so I'm going to cover few of the things. Of course, we are not learning how to code Java or C++, but we are going to explore different languages to understand their features, their application, and also pick few. Of course, we cannot do all. If we can, great, but we can't do all. But we pick up what we like according to the career paths which are set across ahead. Okay. So for Java, sorry, I need to read out few things so that I don't miss upon those. Okay. So Java was considered to be the most disruptive language after C++. Okay. And Java still holds the major programming language share in the market. So that is why it is very important for you to explore and learn Java to a very huge level. It helps develop business applications. It's very sturdy and simple, and hence a lot of big companies and lot of the complex projects are done by Java only. Java, of course, have challenges from modern languages in market. Of course, a lot of its share and usage is being challenged by languages like Python, R, and other ones, Go, and ones which we are going to talk about. But so far, it has been a very successful programming language, and we all mostly have Java if we are from technology field in our field. Why? Because it is so damn widespread. Okay. So that's one of the very important things. In job, good Java developers are always in need. In fact, there's a dearth of Java developers in the market because a lot of people always aspire to do something new, and they happen to come for new things and different things. But Java being little old school, a lot of people have been missing that boat. So if you're looking for something very strong, Java is really interesting for you to pick in up. Okay, so the company Sun developed this. Okay, so it's really powerful. It has its own platform, which is Java Virtual Machine, that gives it a very portability aspect to the language. It can be written once and it could be run anywhere. So it is very friendly, and that's why it is so widespread used. Okay, the only thing with it is that JVM, which is its platform, it is not as much as cloud friendly as what other languages are, and hence that becomes a single con. But however, Java has come with a lot of initiatives to make it cloud friendly. Now we all know languages have to be cloud friendly because we all need IT infrastructure to go on, on internet. So that is why Java is having that single con here. However, the applications are very wide pressed. Enterprise application development, Android app development, big data, web development, all of these, if you see, are the prospects and your career paths if you learn Java. Okay, so just don't let Java sit in your textbooks and just learn few syntaxes and some few of these. Please allow yourself to run real-time projects on Java. I'm sure if you do that, you will learn, or at least you will learn you don't enjoy it. See, we always need to do two things. Either we are okay by knowing what we like, that's good part. But if we are not able to decide what is good for us, we should explore few things so that we know what we don't like. Okay, so either of it is something which is very important. So Java is a very important and a widespread and a second language which is very much important in the market for coding people. Now coming to C++, again a language very powerful. It is used widely for heavy programming and complex projects. However, it is a complicated language, so not very user friendly, but once you get a knack of it, you are a master of it, and hence C++ developers are very much in need, because all crucial projects are mainly on C++. And I missed one thing which I wanted to talk about Java was, what are the real-time applications that you can associate with? Telegram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, VLC, media player, all wide different aspects which I'm talking about are all using Java. Of course, all of this, like Facebook just doesn't use Java, it uses a lot of other languages, but Java is one of its major component in its web portal. So what you see on screen of Facebook, the website, is using Java as a very important component. So the real-time applications which I'm going to go and give you for each language is really going to help you out to understand how crucial this language is and how much scope is there in this career. Okay, now moving further to C++, sorry to go back and come ahead. So in this case, C++ was developed by Bell Lab. Okay, now C++ is a language which was developed in 1970. Okay, so basically it is an extension of C language, which I'm going to cover in the next thing. It's used for heavy complicated projects because it's very power packed, it has a lot of features, it is very sturdy, and it is very secure. So that's why C++ is very well known for very important application, which I'll share very soon. It also offers full control over the hardware, and that's exactly why companies like it, because it gives performance in this case. It's an extension of C language. Okay, so typically it came in picture in 1970s. Okay, so that's exactly from 1970, today we are in 2020, it is still in existence. So just imagine how powerful this language is, and no way this language is going anywhere. Hence it lies in our textbooks in a lot of ways. But what we do, we again just mark few syntaxes which we just write in our papers, and we have never ever gone beyond exploring C++. So these are the features of C++. It is quite similar to C. It gives a lot of grip on cloud computing, hence it's progressing better than Java as well. There's a lot of debate, but a lot of people feel C++ is better than Java, but I don't know what's the true answer. But yes, there is a huge debate, and they are quite competing with each other in this case. Okay, so C++ is used where application require performance and proper resource allocation. Okay, and now coming to the real-time application. So as I said, it gives performance. Just imagine your aeroplane, the aviation industry sits on C++. The very engine of the aeroplane works on the robust programming of C++. Now that gives you a virtue and an idea that how sturdy this system is, because there's no scope of error that can go in an aeroplane, right? So that is why it is very important. Banking systems, Firefox is developed on it, Adobe Photoshop is developed on C++. So a lot of OS also comes and developed on C++. So C++ is very crucial in this case. Okay, now coming to language C. C, ideally I should have spoken before C++, but this is how I'm doing because I'm also giving you ranking wise how they are used. So C is basically was formed initially. It was formed around 1965 to 1969. 1965 to 1969 by Bell Lab only. Okay, after which C++ came in picture as an extension to C language. Okay, now this again is a very powerful language because it gives low level access to memory and gives full control over the hardware. So that is a major feature of C which was added, imbibed in C++ as well. It has no platform, hence C and C++ option of language is only used everywhere. Okay, it has its dominance since last 47 years. Guys, to make something so strong enough which can last for almost 5 decades, I think you should really explore it out, because it is used widespread as it has been in market for last 5 decades. It has been used and experimented in all possible applications. Okay, so system programming, game development, IoT and real-time systems, machine learning, deep learning, embedded systems, all of it uses C. So it is very important that we also pick up C. So C, C++ can be picked up together because they are quite in integration with both of it. Okay, so C typically have it's very used for making operating systems and other things. Most of the Android applications and programming is done on C. Chrome, Google Chrome, which we all use, is browser which is made on C as well. So a lot of OS are prepared on C in this case. Okay, so Linux is also utilizing C in this case, so which is a very powerful OS, and Android uses Linux base, so that is how C comes in picture for Android and Linux as well. So again, C has very, very deep rooted applications. So please learn that if you are looking forward for a very integral job in software industry. So this is about C. Now coming to C Sharp. Very similar name, C, C++ and C Sharp, but they're very different to each other. C Sharp was developed by Microsoft. So Microsoft cannot be behind not developing a language. So C Sharp initially was said to be an imitation to Java, but ideally they are not. They are very different, and C Sharp has very different features as compared to Java. However, again, C Sharp is also very well debated that it is ahead of Java, but that depends on where you're using it. And again, C Sharp is platform dependent. It is used on .NET applications. So all Microsoft products. So whatever your Microsoft Office, your Microsoft calendar, your Microsoft users, your browsers, everything what Microsoft brings in market is developed by C Sharp. So again, every user, every big company have their own language, and that's what Microsoft have. Microsoft has C Sharp. Okay, so again, a very easy language, a very sturdy language, and a very, very good place to start with, because it helps you in gaming, it helps you in web development, app development, software for Windows platform. So a lot of things which are developed on C Sharp. These were all your old book programming language, if I have to name, because they're almost 3 to 5 decades old. Now you would tell me about modern programming language. Before I start, I need to check upon your virtue. Guys, am I clear? Again, check here. Am I clear? Everything fine? Are you able to hear me out? Are you able to see things? And is the webinar going well enough? Can I have a few yes? A few yes? Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying. Let me go back. So now about the latest programming language. I like this meme. So first tell me about what is modern programming language. So typically modern programming language is what has come in picture for last 5 to 10 years only. Yes, just 5 to 10 years, and they have taken the market by fire. Okay, so let's see what is there in store. The first and foremost, Python. Yes, we all have heard it, being an engineer, being in technology field, and we have heard so much about Python. We all who aspire to do a master's ahead, we have already identified that we want to do Python, but do we actually know what Python is? Okay, so coming to it, it's right now the #1 programming language. So a lot of technology and oriented people are investing their time to learn Python. Okay, it is very easy to use, and that's what it is making it go so widespread and rampant in all areas, because it is said even school kids can learn this. And I'm not kidding, guys. I have students from 10th and 11th standard who do boot camps and learn language like Python as well. Okay, so it is very easy to learn and kick, and that's really why it is growing in popularity, and it is going across industries. It can integrate very easily with C, C++. So what it does is it brings its own feature, and along with it, it also imbibes a lot of features of other language. So what it does, it gives you a very, very rampant choices in this case. So Python is way ahead. It is known to say, it is said that it is going to be the most progressive area, and the good part for engineers here is it is growing, guys. So whenever there's a growth curve which is upward, that's exactly where you need to jump in and ride the wave. So Python is going to really take you, because the applications are the most innovative ones: data science, data analytics, AI, enterprise application, web development. All this comes with Python. Okay, now let me explain you what exactly it does. Okay, so suppose there's a dog and there is a table. Okay, so I have 1,000 pictures of dog, I have 1,000 pictures of a table. Now I don't want to keep identifying which is a dog and which is a table. So what do? I use machine learning here. Okay, what I do, I build an algorithm, okay, with the use of Python, okay, to help the system identify which is a dog and which is a table. A dog could be white in color, brown in color, whatever. A table could be of different, say a shape and size. So that's exactly what I feed that intelligence towards it, and that is the part and role of Python in this case. It is very easy to learn, but it is very, very, it needs logic, it needs analytical skills over it. So I'm not getting into AI and machine learning in a lot of depth here, because we have a webinar and you are covered by us. Okay, so if you see, as I said, please join us in our recurring webinars as well, because that will give you a complete overview of everything. So we have a webinar on data science tomorrow, then business analytics, then we have AI, machine learning. So all of these terms which are not very much elaborated here are going to be covered, because they are big areas in itself. So we really need to focus on them as well. Okay, now coming to okay, yeah, so did I miss? Okay, so now Python, the real-time applications I would like to discuss, they're very interesting. So YouTube, we listen to one song and we have recommendations. Why does it work? Because Python does the magic. The same thing goes with Amazon. We buy one product and it gives us suggestions that you might like to add this as well. Why does that work? Because of Python. So you see, the field and the applications are very, very futuristic. Netflix, this we cannot forget, because the most utilized app right now is Netflix. We watch one movie and it gives us recommendations according to it. So this is an intelligence which is fed by Python and the algorithms behind it. So we surely need to learn it, because it is the future. Now coming to the next language, which is Swift. Okay, so Swift is a very, very interesting language which is led by Apple. Now Apple is there, so of course it is going to have very simple aspects and easy to code. So it is a very easy to program language. It gives a high developer productivity. So with lesser efforts, you get a better picture and a better productivity in this case, because all Apple products are also that way, So no wonder it is again a very progressive field, and it is blazing fast, guys, and it is very, very close to C++. So basically it gives productivity, it gives efficiency, and it gives a lot of results in a short time. So Swift is again a very important language which you can learn. All applications, all Apple product, all Apple iOS is developed and is working on Swift. So that is why it is so all iOS app development is on Swift. System programming, client side development, deep learning, IoT, it has all the features which all other languages haven't. So companies like Apple and Microsoft and Google, if they come up with a language, surely they are going to be the best. Okay, so Swift again have a very, very interesting aspect for you guys to learn from. Okay, it's very high in demand, and the best thing about Swift is it reads like English. So basically, if it reads like English, it is going to be very easy for any nice person, any person from not being technology also can learn it. Hence, Swift has a very widespread usage. So this can also be one of the language which you guys can explore. Now come to another language, the next language, which is called as Go. It is also called as Golang. So there's a lot of things pronounced very different. So please excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but these are how these languages are. Now Go is again from a very big giant, Google. Okay. Of course, Geo, so we can make it out. It is by Google. It can use Java, Python, and it is blazing fast again. And hence, the best part is it combines a lot of good, features from other languages, even Python. So it is very, very collaborative, and that makes the product very robust, very strong, very powerful with lot of features. In fact, you name it, and all features are there while you're coding about it. So it gives a lot of interest, a lot of fun to a coder, and a lot of power to the coder in that case. So it comes with a very strong application which you develop in it. The productivity of Python and power of C, that is what normally coders say. So it has all what Python has, and it also gives you a power of C. So all sturdy applications slowly might move to Go, which were there only on C, because now every application need to change their virtue, their new competence. They need to bring new, avenues in it, and hence it is going to be the most progressive field in this case. So it is Google, in fact, is replacing a lot of applications which were developed on C++ and Java earlier. So it is giving a very tough fight for these languages. Okay, it has come in the market only since last 3 to 4 years. Just imagine, guys, just 3 to 4 years, and giving competition to languages which are there from last 4 decades. So that's something which is very impressive in the market in this case. Google Maps, if we all use, it's developed on, in this language, which uses a major component of Go in this case. So again, it gives you an idea how important this language is. Okay. Now coming to the next language, which is R. Okay, R is a very different language. Now here it is, if a coder is interested in fundamental maths, finance, and analytics. Okay, so if you are interested in that, R is something which is a language which has a lot of statistical component in it. So fundamental tool for finance. In fact, even government of finance, Ministry of Finance uses R, because that's exactly how strong the features are in this case. It gives a lot of emphasis on data analysis, data manipulation, and data visualization. So, but numbers, so it plays major role whenever the data is in the form of numbers. So if you are looking forward wherein you have a knack of maths and finance, and you want to have technology as your strength, you should go out and learn R. Okay, so it is best used by the data scientists. It is a statistical computing language, and that is why the applications are statistical application, data analysis. It gives very good reporting and machine learning. So machine learning, AI, again, as I mentioned, we are going to have a very power-packed webinar on that. Okay, now coming to the industries and the applications of our pharma, banking, as I said, government of finance, all of them are using R right now because it is very, very power packed. So these are the areas. So the moment you capture your language, you are ready with the career path that you have, because eventually the employers are going to see you skills ready, and they would be very ready to hire you, or the universities would be ready to give you an admission, because that gives an virtue and an idea that how well you have occupied your bachelors. So this is very, very important, guys. Now coming to the career paths and designation of a career. Of course, initially you start as a junior developer. Okay, post that 2 years with good work, good efforts, you lead to senior lead. After that, you become a lead developer wherein you handle the team. After that, you become an architect, which actually designs what is going to be the structure of the flow of the algorithm or stuff that way. Then you become developer manager or a product manager or a project manager, where you handle not a single team or a single project or a single client, you handle multiple of them. And of course, after that, there is senior leadership, wherein you become a CTO or chief technical officer of the company. So a coding or a coder can have a very worthy journey ahead. What happens with a lot of engineers is that we learn these languages, but we lose our interest even while we finish our engineering. Why? Because we just been looking at the textbooks, we just look at the very dead component of the language, because we don't experiment, guys. Even in the bio labs when we did, or whatever experiments, teachers even in school would give us experiments. Why? Because that excited us, that really gave us the feel of that matter. But what happens is, in engineering or in technology aspect, is we don't experiment, because our curriculum or whatever our education system doesn't allow us or doesn't give us that opportunity, and hence it is all declining. I get a lot of engineers which come to me before even finishing engineering or before exploring. They've already given their weapons down that I don't want to code. Why do you don't want to code? Coding is something which is so crucial. If you see all technology companies, the people who actually coded or who had an understanding towards coding have made the best out of it, because that's how you think. That's what even Steve Jobs was mentioning. So guys, please don't let your spark die. Please look into it. The very moment before you put your weapons down, explore that topic, learn that skill, give a practical angle to it, do some projects, and you would get the best out of it. So this is how the career path works. Now coming to the interesting part, how the job markets and salaries look. So I have given what is published from US companies and US market, because that's where the pioneers sit, that's where the actual demand comes in. Of course, we can apply parallelly to India as well. So Python ranks first, followed by Java, JavaScript, which I did not talk, but yes, JavaScript, C++, C Sharp, C, PHP, Ruby, Swift, and Go. This is how the interest and the major programming language comes in with the job openings. Okay, so Python gives the highest salary, blue color up, and 74,000 jobs are there for Python in US at this point of time. Of course, not this, but January 2020. Don't consider today's time as being the benchmark, because today's time is something which we would not make it last for long, because we would surely get back and fight back to this virus in this case. So Java again is a second language. So again, being 5 decades old, Java developers are considered in need the second most. Okay, then coming to JavaScript, then C++, C Sharp, C, PHP, Ruby, Swift, and Go. Now guys, Swift and Go being down doesn't mean they are not required. As I mentioned in my presentation, they're just 3 to 4 years old, so you cannot compare with the giants. Okay, of course, Python has done relatively very disruptive in the market, but Swift and Go again are very progressive, and hence these are also the language which are up in the upward trend. So the job markets and salaries are also according to your skill sets. So guys, according to your interest, identify that and go for it, because you're really going to kill it if you have these skill set in the market. And you can see the salaries: $120,000, $105,000 for a Java developer. A C Sharp holds around $96,000 per year. So these are real time salaries which US market offers. Of course, you cannot compare it with the Indian markets, but certainly you can compare the demand in this case, that how things are working in the market. So just because Python is on number 1, guys, don't go just behind it. If you really like Java, or if you really like C++, and you have a different thought process behind it, go for that rather than going for just what the job market is saying about. Okay, your passion and your interest should be foremost, rather than just what the scenario is or someone has just mentioned to you or about it. Okay, if you have the passion, you will kill the market. So again, so this is a very simple loop which I've given to you. So if you are failing to plan ahead, you are planning to doom. I cannot help. No one can help. You have done, you have decided, your fate is decided. You're going to have a doomsday, okay, very soon. But else, if you do proper planning with someone's help and make slow but steady progress, you are going to kill the market. So everything matters, guys. Every student needs to decide things and really do it. So if is a very important part here. If you decide to work hard, you will get what you want. If you decide to achieve or make your skill set or utilize this quarantine period to your best, you will be up the ladder. If you decide to explore, you will have much more better things when you're sitting in front of the employer to talk and share about. So what you absorb is your character. That is what the employer sees at the end. So it is very important that you guys absorb a lot of things. Now coming to coding, where to study, of course I can go about talking it for an entire day, but there are few good sites like Coursera's, GitHub, Udemy, Code Academy, and universities. So a lot of US universities, abroad universities offer very power-packed courses. And one of the example which I would like to share here is UC Berkeley. Now no one knows about it. UC Berkeley Engineering Department offers all third year and second year engineering students to go for a 5-week program with them. The cost is around $4,000 or 4,000 odd dollars. Okay, it sounds more, but it comes with a very power-packed program. The department teaches you. You get one letter of recommendation from UC Berkeley professors. I need not talk about the reputation of Berkeley because you all know how reputed it is. It is a 5-week language, online, virtual, assignments, practices, and a huge repository and library of UC Berkeley which gets open for you. So learning is at your doorstep, but you need to open the door. And that's exactly what I wanted to bring in. Now, if you have decided for it, please make every semester of your matter. If you don't work around in your each semester, you're going to kill your time. See, killing time is something which we all love. I'm not talking about you, but even me. But at the end, it doesn't give you a feel-good factor. What is very important is that you need to break in your, your lousiness. You need to learn, have fun in those areas and bring it on your, because at the end, that is what will matter. So that is why Education Street brings in profile building mentoring. Now, this is exactly what I want to talk to each one of you in this case. So it is for all risers. So PBM, we have kept an acronym for it. So PBM is an intensive and customized mentoring program designed to provide you with the skills and advantages you need to find a good job or university admission after your bachelor's. So all of you who are in your bachelor's right now, you have two options. Either you go for a job or you go for a master's. Both the cases, if your profile is strong, you stand very tall in front of all the other applicants and competitors. So this is exactly why it is needed. So whatever you decide, whichever area you go in, okay, could be coding, could be artificial intelligence, could be any of it, PBM is where you need to have your focus right now as a student. So this is a big shout out to all the students. You either rise up or risk it all. That is exactly how it is going to be. Currently the market has seen the lowest, so it is going to be up. It is going to be up soon. We are going to all make it happen. But while you graduate, if you have not up yourself, if you have not been a riser, if you have not given your best to your years and your resources, you are going to just be be down somewhere or compromising on what you really want to do. So it is very important that you go for it. So what PBM offers from Education Street, it will allow you. So as a mentor, I would work behind giving you exposure to skills. So we will work upon a roadmap of time. We will give you a strategy behind it. We will pick the right technical skills. So there are a lot of things which are there available online. So that's the confusion. What is suitable for me? Now that is why it is very important for someone to be aware what is available in the market in all wide spectrum and choose the best for you. So that's exactly what we will help you to pick up for. We will choose the right course and certificate because not all are valid across. Okay, not all are approved or known by everybody. We need to understand and map the industry trends. Okay, internships. So we will also support you to apply for internships and get, because internship is a very crucial part of every student. May it be first year, second year, third year, fourth year, you need to remove time for internships as well. We will help you join in entrepreneurship club. Okay, and of course, with all these activities, resume is going to be power packed, and we really want you to have that. So resume building is the byproduct of it. Who is PBM for? It is for all engineering disciples, could be from anywhere, students currently enrolled in engineering, students from other technology bachelor programs. Okay, we are also very very experienced for engineers who want to switch fields. I know a lot of people who are from IT and have been done, they have explored or whatever, but they really want to switch. We support that as well. And how is that possible? If you work yourself, so you can stand tall by working on your profile. So profile building is very very important. What is the outcome after PBM? You unleash your shine. So we power pack skills, identification of what after bachelors. See, we all don't know what we want to do after bachelors. We don't want to run you through some stupid test to identify what skills you have. No, we don't want to. We actually want to have a customized mentoring for you. We want to work with each of you to identify and have a roadmap for you, that what will make you the best or what you would be at. You will only answer at the end. See, it is not me who would choose the field for you, but I will give you a path ahead to choose what is best liked by you in this case. So you will also be admission proof. So in case if you're looking for studying abroad, all your skills is going to not only get you admission but also scholarships. So that is also a byproduct of it. And you will be high on confidence. I always say this to students and parents. Confidence is one of the major thing when you study. So end of education is always character, believe me. So once you have your character, once you've absorbed skills, learning, exposure, confidence, whatever may be, even this lockdown period, even anything, recession, whatever, you will find your calling, you will find yourself in this dark time as well. So high on confidence is one of the major things. So the Pbm program details work like this. Okay, so it starts at any time in your bachelor's, early the best, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. The more earlier you start, better, because I have more time to guide you and explore with you. Okay, if you start later, you don't have an option. You are right now already in third year, fourth year. Don't worry, we need to work more better and more stronger on you. The duration of the so how does the PBM work? The duration is as long as you finish your bachelor's degree. Okay, so right now I have a very good offer for you. So ideally our PBM offered is at a very relative and a very very competitive and a very easygoing price, which is 10,000 for the entire bachelor's, guys. Think about it. But today, as you have attended our webinar, our price is 7,000. So this is what brings in a very power pack price, and I hope you go back and like us. Now PBM works stepwise. So the first thing is primary profile counseling. So we have a 1 hour session online with you to discuss your current profile. 1 hour, trust me guys, it's more than enough. I have a complete set of things what we need to discuss and get out of you. So we work on that, then we set a roadmap. So I give you an evaluation report. It lists what you have been doing so far. We don't want to do 100 things, we want to develop key skills. So we will list skills, certification, internships, and we'll try to capitalize on your current profile. So this is going to happen every 3 months. So it will keep building. So this process will continue until final year of bachelor's with a power packed resume, getting you the job and getting you the master's degree that you really, really want, because you're well prepared. You really know what you want to do, and that's exactly what an employer or a university seeks in a good student. Okay, no one tells us this, but everyone at the end of the pyramid says that we want a good student or a good employer. What does that mean? This is what we need to do. This is what a good student would be and a power pack student would be. Just few general FAQs. A lot of courses and certification available online. What will you do extra in this? Exactly, loads of option. Confusion max है इसमें. क्या करना है, क्या choose करना है, ये करूँ, वो करूँ. This is exactly like shopping. Okay, so we need to choose the right fit applicable to you. Surely expertise is required. You cannot doubt it. Okay, I surely feel an expertise is required here. Is the price for entire duration? Yes, indeed. No further charges from Education Street. Payments for courses and trainings, of course, whichever course or certification you decide is going to be separate. How is Pbm delivered? All possible technology used. Current times have already given us the exposure how technology works very smoothly. So that's exactly what we are going to use. It is going to be online. However, if you stay in Mumbai, we have 3 offices, so of course we will love to have face-to-face conversations with you as well. We also are going to have a lot of webinars for industry speakers, so may it be from AI, machine learning, coding and stuff that way. So we will be continuously upgrading you with new exposure and thoughts. Emails and phone calls for other varied communication, so it's going to be purely on this thing. Okay, now we also do studying abroad, as I mentioned. So we do counseling, coaching, visa for varied countries that you're looking out for. Now this is an surprise which I was talking about. So all of you who have joined today, we are going to make a certificate like this for you on the right hand side, as you can see. So thank you for participating, guys. And this is a certificate of appreciation from Education Street. We are going to have your name and we are going to send it across to you as a soft copy on WhatsApp. Please acknowledge it once you get it. Now, why I wanted you to like us on Education Street on Insta and FB, because if you tag us with this certificate once you receive, okay, we would be couriering your hard copy as well. So we will take your address and we will actually courier hard copies. All such certificates doesn't give you a job directly, but it gives an employer or a university an attribute or a thought process that you are a well exposed guy, and that's exactly what we want you to have. So please follow us on our Insta and Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel also. Please like us there as well. We really want your love out in this case. So this brings me to the end, and I hope the session was very useful. I would love to take few questions at the end. Okay, please get in touch. My email ID is ankita@educationstreet.in. This is the contact number, our website, and we would love in Mumbai, as I mentioned, we have 3 offices, Mulund, Vashi and Vile Parle. But if you're not in Mumbai, don't worry. Any which ways, technology is what is going to be our major resort. Okay. So guys, I would love to hear my feedback and I would love to talk with you. So now switching on to the question and answer sessions in this case. Okay. So guys, please give a motivation to me. Was the session good? Can I just have a quick thumbs up on that? Okay, fine. So thank you. I have few thumbs up for it. So thank you guys. That really motivates me at this case. I hope to see you guys, and actually I really want to mentor a lot of them, and I have a team behind it. So of course it is not going to be compromising for anyone out there. So if you really look forward, I would really like to have you on with us, and we have really good offers. So guys, before it get exhausted, I would love if you register with us, and my team will get back to you on this. Okay. So the first question which I see is it necessary to learn Python to excel in data science? Hold on, I will not answer to this question because I want you to hear the data science question as well. But yes, I will not leave you without something. So yes, Python is a language and an attribute used in data science as well. But how and what is the implication and what are the features, we will be talking in the data science webinar in this case. Okay. Okay, this is an FYCS student, and he says, I've created applications in Studio and how to add them in resume. So Darshan, very interesting. So a lot of students already have started, to explore and, work on projects or, develop few applications and stuff. Few things which you can do. Of course, there are a lot of other specialized things which I normally share when we do the mentoring. But few things which you can do is, of course, you can add the features and the problem that it has solved. so you can have a paper published on it. Okay, you can also make a video about it. Okay, yeah, these are the two things which I will suggest now, because I'll hold on to the other parts which actually I give to the students who mentor with me. Okay, but yes, you can do that for as well. Darshan is asking for link for data science webinar. Darshan, you need to go to our Insta and Facebook handle. You will get the links over there. So please do that. If anyone from the team here, can you please share the webinar links on the chat as well, so that everyone can see that? Please broadcast the links for the webinar there. Okay. Yeah, so okay, there's another question. Is Ruby language more important when you show that chart? Ruby have a more efficiency? Yes, Ruby I have not covered, because as you know, there are a lot of language, Ruby, Dart, Flutter, and all of these, which I have not been able to, because I would surpass the time limit that I have. But Ruby is again a very important language. It is again a most progressive, and it is in modern language as well. So yes, if you are interested towards Ruby, you can go proceed and explore Ruby as well. There are a lot of resources. The problem is that you really don't know what you need to stick and have focus upon. See, doing 10 things doesn't make you the master, but focusing on 2 things but really go in the deep depth of it, that is what the employer likes, and also that is what the universities like when you're looking out for studying abroad. So these are few attributes which I would like to talk about. Okay. Okay, there's someone who's asking about Pbm. So guys, as I just explained to you about Pbm, we also have a Telegram group that we are making and we are starting with. So I would also share a Telegram link with you all, because that will help you all to join Telegram, and also we keep a lot of updates which come in, and we share over there. So Telegram is something which we would come in. So Pbm group name is Pbm itself. Okay. Then coming to Vedant, he says, is certification necessary to prove my proficiency in language? Now Vedant, you tell me, if I'm an employer or I'm in university, if you actually say you are very good with C++ or you're very good with say Ruby, but you don't have a certificate, I might believe you, because you have projects to share, you have other problem statements that you have solved, but it is subjective. If I am more optimistic and I'm more easy to trust people on, I will believe you. But you don't know who your employer or your admission officer is going to be. So always it is better that you have a certification along with the projects and the practical work that you have done, because you really don't know who's going to judge you for that in this case. Okay. Now coming to Ritik Kumar. Yeah, so I'm a second year IT student and I'm working on Python hard, but my college don't bring up much good companies. Can I get a job not depending upon college? Of course, that's exactly the point. You are going to be a self-charged machine. You are going to drive your own fate. Your college or any of it doesn't bring you a job or an admission to the university. If you are skillful, forget from any college you are, you would really get a good job if you have done well. See, just knowing basics, and if I ask you 4 questions and you cannot answer them, you are a failure. Okay, so basically you need to go in depth. So that's exactly wherein you get the job, because the employer doesn't want to waste time on making you learn and then basically adapt you to the company and stuff, and waste 6 months and then make you productive. If you're productive from day 1, they are bang on. They will absolutely take you. They will also pay you more, because you're saving the 6 months. So this is a logic, right? I'm not saying or talking of some magic here or some dream here. I'm actually talking logic here. If you are ready, if you are skill ready, it is going to work around for you. Okay, so guys, I'm pressed of time. So thank you so much for being there, for as being a wonderful audience, and the webinar links and stuff will come to you. Okay, and we would and even the Telegram link, and we would love to have you on board. Please take the onus of taking the fate of your the future of yours in hand. Okay, make yourself skill ready, and we really want you to be a riser. So if you are a riser, please join us, and we will take you ahead, and we will ride a very very big wave along. So have a good night, and be safe in this case. Okay, so see you soon. See you in the next webinars.